Hey guys, we're here at Gym Ashmore with the one and only Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie obviously doesn't need much introduction. She's pretty well done it all in Australia. She's been with Miss Universe before. She's won the Australian title. She's competing now as an IFBB Pro in the physique category. She's one of the nicest ladies in the sport and one of the best trainers. She's been personal training for
17 years now. 17 years,
a long time, and her business is called Body Beyond. We're lucky enough to have Anne-Marie taking one of her clients through today to do a button leg.
We're going to do a full complete workout today from your sternum down.
Okay.
Yeah. So I normally break in the legs up into 3 different days over the week. We normally do a legs complete, which is basically sternum to toe, and then a day off, and then the next day I do a quad and glute workout, and then the day after that have one more rest, and we do a hamstring glute day. So the lucky lady today will be going through a legs complete from basically sternum to toe.
Okay, excellent, excellent. And a little bit about what you're doing now. Obviously you've got a show coming up.
Yeah.
Fairly soon?
Fairly soon. So I'm looking to do my 3rd show on the pro circuit this year in October 19th, and going all the way back over to LA.
Yep.
Trying to learn from my mistakes from last time and take up the grain again and run with the pros.
Yep, show them how it's down under. Okay, well won't hold it up. I'll get you to introduce Sacha, who's going to be taking you through the workout. Thanks very much for coming along.
Thanks for that, John. Great. So on my left today, we've got my little client, Sacha. Sacha's been with me now for over a year in terms of a seasonal prep. Sacha first came to me looking to improve her physique, and I was more excited that she actually wanted to do a show, and we went from there. It's been quite a successful season for her. We've done 4 shows together, and Sacha's been lucky enough to actually win a ticket to go to Tahiti.
Yes, in 3 weeks time.
So 3 weeks time, and how do you think your prep's going?
Really good. I think my main focus was my lower body this time, just because that was my area of improvement.
Yep.
And Anne-Marie's helped me along the way by doing lots and lots of various leg and glute exercises.
Yep.
And yeah.
So mainly when you're looking at the girls, not only on stage, but if you're looking at aesthetically ladies walking around even down the beach, the most common problem that ladies come to me and ask is basically from their sternum to their top thigh, the bottom of their thigh. So that's what we're going to mainly work on today. Ladies looking to do a bodybuilding show or compete on stage in a sports modelling division, you normally will find that the show's over in terms of deciding as soon as the girls turn around and present their back package. So that's what we're going to show you today. We're going to do some glute exercises, not only to tone and to lift, but actually to grow some really lean muscle in those areas. So we've been working pretty much now for six months on this particular program. We've been stylising 3 different concepts, which I'll teach you about later. And Sacha, you actually see, has made some great improvements.
Definitely.
Sacha is very happy.
Yes, I'm very, very happy actually. Yeah. Yes.
All right, so we're going to start with our warm-up exercise this morning. So Sacha's what she's going to do. Now, I don't believe in having a big rest. I actually call it active rest. So even though we're warming up, it's a progressive warm-up. The first exercise she's going to do is a prone adductor abductor position in almost like a jockey position on the machine. So we'll get her to take position. Her rep range with this particular day, on a leg complete day, is going to be 20 reps. So everything's basically 20 reps up to 50 reps. So our first set is of 20 in a sitting down position. So she's going to open nice and slow and then close. 1, 2, 3, and then 1 snap close. 1, 2, 3, snap close. She's going to elongate a little bit more out through her chin for me, Sacha. Good. 1, 2, 3, and she's going to keep her abdominal wall nice and tucked. So basically getting her core temperature warm, all the primary areas that we need for the workout, getting nice and warm. She's connecting from her mind to the muscle, to getting a lot of blood into the area that we need. So 3 more, Sacha. 3, and 2, And one, she's going to stop the exercise there, take her journey across. So we go into a stretch. She's going to peel down her spine. As she lengthens down and she lets her face quads come towards her chest, she's going to lean to one side, then come up to the other side, and then crossing her legs. Once again, allowing her body to warm up and lengthening to one side and back to the other. And there's actually no rest. You go straight back onto the machine. Thank you, Sacha. So my idea with training, you always invite the body to train. You never tell it what to do. You encourage it to what to do. So as you see, we're actually going into another set right now. Normally four sets for a warm-up. Just dropping your chin, so nice and long. Breath comes in, breath comes out to close, breath comes in, breath comes out to close. Nice and smooth. And again, she's going to really squeeze those inner thighs now, getting a little bit warmer through the glutes, inner thigh, all the way down to the extremities of her ankles. Keep going, last 10. Good, starting to feel that now? Yep, good. 5 more. 4, 3, 2 more, 2, and 1. Find yourself coming down towards the floor once again. Into the elongation stretch. So our neural system's all nice and alive, nice and warm. That's it. Nice and glidey, and take a deep breath coming up, changing legs. Keeping your abdominal wall in, lengthening all the way down. And 2. And 1. Okay, so Sacha would normally go on to do another 2 sets. We're going to move on to the next exercise, which is going to be a prone, frog, dog, and V lift. So thank you, Sacha. All right, so we're going into our first maneuver now. There will be 3 requirements to make one particular of this first set. So it's a superset. 3 exercises to make this first set. Are you ready? The first one is your frog lift. So taking your breath in through the nose. As she breathes out, her legs still pinch together. Then she's going to bring her knees back to her chest. Breathing out, coming out, and back in. Notice that her heels are tied together and coming back in. Imaginary tied together. And again, 5 more. 5. So working along her erectors here into the glutes. 2 more. 2. And last one, going into your V lift. Her legs are then going to go into demi point. Stretch out and in. Come a little bit higher through the spine. And again. And 8. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Good. 6 more. And 6. Nice and long through the spine. 4. And 3. And 2 more. 2. And the final position is called the dog's leg. So we're going to bend the knees, flex your foot, and open and closing the thighs. So we're really targeting into the glute max, all the way through into a tie-in for a hamstring and a rectus spinae. And again. And again, 6 more. 6, so this makes up one component of the first part of the set. 2, last one. Now Sandra will have a small break for 3 seconds as she stands up. She's going to lie on her back with her shoulder blades just pressing on the, laying on your back that way. Yep, that's it. Now because this is a warm-up set, there'll be no weight here. All she's going to do is plunge her hips, so head nice and strong coming down, then lifting up through the glutes, just coming to a parallel line. And again, the breath comes in and squeezing your glutes to the top. So in between the gluteals, imagine you're really trying to crush a walnut. Keep your feet nice and still, nice tension between the knees. And again, 8 to go. So your reps are going to be 10, 10, and 10, and a warm-up set of 12 here. Notice everything's firing and contracting because we're still basically warming up. So part of the progressive warm-up is still getting the muscles all activated. And again, 1 more. And she gets to relax. She may stand up. Sancha, what I'll get you to do is stick your leg up on the bench with a bent knee, put your chest on your thigh, and then lengthen forward with your face down. Bend your knee, chest to thigh, then she's going to straighten her leg. That's it, lovely. Holding for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and coming out. Changing legs. So this is still part of my active rest theory that the body actually doesn't get a chance to break. It gets to lengthen, regenerate, and so her next set should be 40% even better. And again, and standing up. Okay, so round 2, let's go into the exercise again. So to cap off, we've got our frog raise, our V lift, then our dog leg, and then a prone lift again. Let's go. 1, 2, nice and long, good. She's still making reference though to pull into her abdominal wall. So just so she's laying prone doesn't mean you collapse on the ball. You're still keeping nice and tight so her core's switched on from front to back. Good. And again, 2, last one. And we'll go into a demi-point point with the toe and nice and long. Come a little bit higher through the spine. That's it. Great. Nice and high with the legs and coming up a little bit higher. And 3, there you go. 4, 5 more to work. This is 5, good. Face stays down. 4, breathing out. 2, and 1, and then going into a dog leg raise. 1, good. Nice compression through the knees. Knees shut together. That's it. 2, and 3. Feeling that? Yeah. 4. Last 5. 4. Keeping the face down. 3. 2 more. 2, and 1 to complete. All right. Add-on set. Laying on your back. So we're doing a small change by adding a little bit of weight. So make sure the athlete is nice and set up. Weights go on her thighs. I'll get her to hold the weight with her hands securely for safety. Same thing, she's going to plunge down with the hips and then spring back up to that parallel line and squeeze. She's now going to lift her big toe up in her shoe just to get that little bit more tension, a little bit more connection. The big thing about shape training is that, getting shape. So asking all the auxiliary muscles, all your smaller muscles to fire, so it makes for a better complete shape. Keep going. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Weights come off. Sacha gets to stand up. She'll perform the next stretch, which is the same stretch as before. Now normally, once again, as I said, be 4 sets of the same thing. So today we've done 2, and each set would get progressively harder. I'd stay with the same amount of sets here, but increase the reps. And with the next exercise here, I'd slowly increase the weight, which takes us to our next exercise, which we go back to the glute machine as well, and a glamazon thrust. So you ready? Okay. All right, so then the third exercise, so we've done our progressive warm-up, then we've gone on to our first actually workout movement, and now we're going to do our actually primary mover for her glutes. So this is an overload technique. So when I was in Brazil, I actually learned this one. So what we're going to do is sitting up tall. Now because Sacha is fairly petite, I actually don't let her sit at the back of the saddle, so she sits up tall. Because she's working the backs of her glutes, I'm going to ask her to put her mind's eye into that area to switch on. Now the first set's like we originally did, but face the other way. This is now just sitting down. So she's going to open fast, close slow for 20 reps. Her toes are up, her abdominals are pulled in, and she's going to ask her chin away from her chest. Good. Squeeze out. So every time she actually performs a rep, she actually stops, then goes. So stop, then go. So there's not a continual rep range of movement. There is a stop and go now to recruit all those muscles at the back of her hips, just underneath her erectors. And again, 5 more. So we're looking for 20 reps. 4 and 3, 2. Okay, 1. So the next part of this exercise, she's going to slide forward to get the next part. Now this is called the pop. She's going to open her thighs all the way out. She's going to stop halfway, come back out. So there's 20 pops. 2, elbows stay elevated. 3, 4, good. 5, toes are still up. 6, 7, keep working. She's going to breathe out every time she actually opens through the knee. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we nearly completed the set of 50, so she's going to slide back. So the first set was 20, second set was 20. Now the third is toes in, toes up, and a set of 10. So a set of 10 now, working another part of the glutes. This is more around her hip too. So your body is not just one-sided or with one plane. We have to work every possible area. Good. Another 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 more, 2, and 1. And then she's going to stop this exercise. The next part of the routine, we go back to the floor now. So we'll be once again looking up, and this will be going into a glamazon thrust. So coming laying on your back. Watch that doesn't slip. Yeah, this one. So this time her heels will be down, toes up. We're going to put the weight on her thighs. Now we've slightly gone up in weight again. This time she's going to thrust her hips up in the air and squeeze in the air for 2. So take the weight up in the air and down. Now she should have lifted her top, that's it, correct, and back down. So her back at no stage, her lower back is not going to touch the floor. It's called greeting the carpet. Her lower back will come down, say a brief hello, and then it'll go straight back up in the sky. And again, so we're keeping that area still working, still warm, but still working different areas. And again, so you can see how your heart rate will be getting fairly consistent to a fat burning range. You're nice and warm, and it's a good shaping routine to keep going. And again, 5 more. 5, and 4, and 3, 2 more. You feel that one? 2, 1 more, and 1. Sacha will now stand up. She'll go into the first stretch we did of the day. As 1 foot comes over, she's going to glide her body straight down and then just lift away. As she lifts away, her tailbone's going to pull behind her, so down and lengthen away. Good. So she's lengthening all the way through her back, down her glutes, and up through her tailbone to protect her spine. Hands come back. She's going to roll up, and the last thing to come up is her head. Change legs, same thing. Rolling all the way down the spine. Drop your head underneath to lengthen all the way through. As she breathes in, she's going to lengthen out, bring the hands back in, and peel all the way back into the sky. Feel okay? Now, it's normally at this stage that I ask my client or my athlete, do you need a drink? Because it's really important to keep hydrated. Do you need a drink? Okay, she's going to keep going. She's a trooper. Back to the start. So once to cap again, this is 50s. 20, 20, and a 10. Here she goes. Sitting up tall because she's only petite. If you're a bigger person or a guy, you can sit at the back of the machine. 2, toes up. 3. Little hips working hard. The movement actually starts in the hip first, not in the ankle or the toe. So she's actually opening up from her glutes and her abs, sliding forward into the second position. These are the pops. Spine on nice and long. 3, 4. She's breathing with every single rep. Going for 20 reps. Give me 2 more. And last one. Okay, last one coming down. She's going to slide all the way back to the saddle regardless of how big or small you are. She's going to sit all the way back. Toes in, but toes still up to still work around that hip area. Good. And again, 3, 4. Nice springy action with the hip. Nice and explosive now. Good. 3 more. This is 2 and 1. Weights come down. She's going to journey me back around. Now this time with the glamazon thrust. She's going to pop her heels on top. So we've changed the incline of where the glutes are sitting. So it's small changes often with all these progressive sets. So the same thing. If she can, she's going to keep her big toe out of a shoe. That's it. And then coming back down. So small changes often with all these progressive sets and reps, just to keep the body asking and pushing a little bit harder. Different from a strength day or a power day. Because the weight's so light and controllable, there's no confusion, there's no potential risk of injury. So I always ask a little bit, changing toes, lifting toe up, placing, putting the weight on a different part of the leg, pushing through a different part of the hip. 2 more, 2, and last one. That's 1. Thank you, Sacha. She's going to go once again into her stretch. It's there, babe. Everything's nice and long, elongated, there's no stress in the body. She's trying to unwind and release, lengthening all the muscles back out. Good. Head comes down a bit longer, that's it. And drifting back up, rolling your spine back up. And then we go, we're on to the next exercise. All right, so now we're getting into the crux of the workout. Sacha is a very petite bodied girl. On stage in the division she wants to really excel in, she started to get a bit too muscular through her thighs. So what we devised is actually to work her leg a little bit longer. So this is a 3-part exercise again for complete leg workout day. She's going to do the first set of 10 on her leg extension with the toes on point, legs really close together. Her second set of 10 are dancer's first turned out, and the third exercise is actually flex with her feet slightly apart, dragging back with her heel with her chest on her thighs, which is actually working the top and the bottom part of her legs. Okay, are you ready? So it's a slow count, breathing in and breathing out. So 1, 2, 3 comes up and 1 breath comes out. So breathing in, 1, 2, 3, and then coming down. And again, she's going to slightly stop at the bottom though. There she go. So the muscle engages and coming all the way down, working right up to her hip. In Sacha's mind, she's actually going to be lifting from here, not her hip flexor. Abdominal wall is compressed and she's going to really lift to the front of her thigh. Good. Keeping the leg nice and long. 1 more. Now notice her feet change as she turns to dancers first. 2. Her legs stay zipped together on each rep. Squeezing at the top, getting that lovely shape development without actually getting any thicker up the top. 1 more. Now her feet will separate. She'll stay on flexion. Her chest will go to her thigh. Now she's going to change her breathing here. The breath comes in to lift. And then she's going to breathe out to lower. Notice the length of the rep is a little bit shorter because the hamstring's really grabbing now. 2. So this is an overload once again because we've already utilised the front of the leg. Lactic acid will be burning now. We're actually nearly into the next phase, almost like an aerobic training session now. 2. And again, keeping your chest nice and low, relaxing your shoulders, and she's having a break. Okay, she's then going to stand up in between sets because I don't believe in having a rest. Standing up. Active rest will be bringing your heel to your glute. That's it. And lengthening through. So as you can see, we're stretching out all the 4 major muscles in her quads and all through abdominal wall. If she bends her knee and pulls her quad forward, the other leg forward, she's going to stretch even more. So you're elongating the muscle fascia. The more shape you can actually stretch into that area, the more muscle she's going to develop. You'll notice that her muscles are nice and live, nice and long. There's no protruding. Actually, there's no faults on Sacha. There's not one part of her that actually sticks up more than the other. So that's when you're looking at a physique, someone with an aesthetic tone or a feasibility in terms to look at. Nothing one part sticks out more. Particularly on stage, you're only as good as your worst pose. So, next set. So we'll do the same thing again with the same feet arrangements. That's it, 1. So each athlete is actually different, but this is what we've constructed for Sacha's training to keep those nice long lines on her legs. Just going to pull in her abdominal wall, and again, going for 10 reps. That's it. Feel that? Yep. Good. Good. All the muscles starting to come and develop here too. We don't want you too muscly for bikini division. Most girls like a small amount of tone, changing out. So we're almost doing a ballerina routine with weights. 2. Abs on. 2. That's it. Great. And changing forward, leaning forward. Feet on flexion. Yep. The breath comes in and breath comes out. So we've had to change the breathing in a prone state so her lungs are more compressed. So it makes it easy for the body to lift and lengthen. Working a little bit more into the hamstring now because she's in a prone position. 2 more. Flex your feet. 1 more. And she gets to have a rest. Good work. Great work. Have a stretch. So there's 2 stretches that Sacha should do now because she's actually going to be warmer again to elongate. Will be your quadricep stretch and also your hamstring stretch we originally did when we first started. Yeah? Great. So after doing her stretches, we then would go on to do another 2 sets once again, so 4 sets, then move on to the next exercise. So because she's fairly warm now, I'd like to show you the next exercise. Feeling okay? Great. Okay, so we're on to the next part of the workout. Now she's fairly warm, would you say that? I'm touching her ass, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is isolate more into her hamstring. So we've pretty much got her rectus spinae all warmed up. Quadriceps are very warm. Now we're going to do a little bit more of toning. The toning part of all my workouts is increasing lean muscle mass and decreasing body fat. So the decreasing of body fat is actually towards her diet. So dieting to me starts in the kitchen. So this is more so to work on the tone of the muscle. So what she's going to do is stand upright. She's going to push her thigh to the front of the machine. Then she's going to curl her leg to a 45-degree angle as if she's trying to kick with her heel. So, and then lengthening back down to a stop position. She will drag her foot up, leading with the heel first, and then lengthen back down. Beautiful. Hips are nice and square, and again. So looking at a 12 RM now, nice and long. And again, abdominal wall pulled in, her shoulders are relaxed, nice and squeezy, and coming back down. 2 more, 2, 1 more, and 1. Weights come back down. Now with this particular machine, all you do is pop off, slide it over, and you start again. And once again, curl and push. So the leg's gonna stay Velcro to the front of the machine. As you can see, there's no daylight from the front of the machine. Sancha's gonna peel up with her heel and back down, pushing through the front of her hip, that's it. Working into her hamstring, and actually even a little bit of her inner thigh. With the girls, I asked them to curl up with their hamstring and compress with their inner thigh. So it keeps the leg very straight and gives a very honest movement. 2 more, 1. And as you've probably learnt by now, there's no rest. Active rest. She's going to come on to the next exercise, which is more like a superset. She's going to pick up the dumbbells and lengthen all the way down with the weights. She's going to lengthen down, stretch over the bar, come back down, and then peel back up to there and back down. So it's actually a 3/4 movement with her spine. She's coming all the way down, stopping, lengthening, and back up. So a 4-point movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, I'm actually going to stop her a little bit because I'm looking at her shape. I want Sancha to stop there. So that's a full stretch. Come all the way down. Don't come all the way up. Just come to there and back down. So she's going to keep her glutes firing. 2 more. And last one. That's it. Sancha can put the weights back down. I'll get you to do a standing ham curl or hamstring stretch. So her leg will come forward. She's going to slide her hands along the bent leg that she's not stretching. She's going to tap the floor with a foot and pick it back up and then lengthen a little bit lower. That's it. 2 more. 1 more. And peeling up through the spine, changing legs. That's it. That's it. So just by tapping the toe allows the body to know you're doing something different. She's just done 2 exercises. She's done over 30 repetitions. So we're just allowing her body to know she can have a rest. We're elongating. Ready to go again. So minimum to no break is what I'm looking to achieve with my athletes, particularly on a complete leg day. So peeling the leg up, same thing, all the way down. 2. Should we just work that leg? That's all right. 3, 4. 4. Right, so first of all, we need to push that hip in a bit closer. That's it. So peeling forward, and again. 8, 9. 2 more. And this little leg's getting a bit of an extra workout because you just trained that leg, so she won't get a break at all. Right, so change that over. So we're looking to see the thigh nice and Velcro to the front of the machine. The body's relaxed. And she's going to start the movement, first of all, with a heel. So the message from the brain is going to tell her hamstring to engage, but she's actually going to start with her heel. So by flexing her foot, as if she's trying to drag it along the floor and then peeling up to her glutes. And again, 2 more. 2. And 1. Weights come down. Okay, back into the next movement. So toes stay up. Now on this set, we're going to slightly turn her toes out. Just a small change. So she'll peel down as per normal. She'll slowly let the arms come forward, slowly come back, and basically the same thing again. So a 4-point move. And again, her eyes should follow the weights. Coming back, a bit slower. Sancha turns to train a little bit harder or faster when the music gets faster. And again, 3 more. So no skip mixes. 2. 1 more. So we're looking at a 12 RM here as well. 1 more. And she'll peel up through the spine. Weights will go back down. 2 stretches once again with the hamstrings. The basic stretch and then the toe tap stretch. That's it. So she's nice and long. So normally with this exercise, I would probably do 3 rotations. 12 per leg, and then one overload one overload position here for the movement. And then we've got one more exercise for the day to complete the full leg workout. Yeah, you ready? Great. Okay, the final part of this workout is called leg press. Now this is a numbers game again. You probably remember when we were out the front and we did the abductor machine. About the numbers, this is 50s. So each time we perform a set of 10, there's going to be a different element of use of the leg. The first part of the movement will be parallel. So Sacha, popping your legs up into parallel. She'll perform a set of 10 in a parallel position. She's going to plunge her heel all the way to her chest. Her body stays nice and long and push. So what we'll do, we'll keep the toe, the knee coming all the way to the chest and pushing up through her heel. She's compressing her inner thigh as she goes all the way back up. I always ask the athletes to stop at the top with a soft knee. And again, and 3, and 2 more, and last one. The second position in 50s is toes turned out, which I call plie. Now that's a little bit of a sneaky plie. We like a nice wide one. So it's nice and wide. So foot over here, foot over there. So this is what we're going to do. She's going to bring her knee all the way to her shoulder, but she's going to compress inwards through her thigh. So as the weight comes to her body, she's going to push up with her heels. She's going to put her hands on her inner thigh. As the weight comes to her, she's going to push the muscle into her fingers and push away with her heel. So that's why she knows she's compressing and all the muscles are working. A lot of the times people get into a routine of just push and pull, but it's all about feeling the connection. And again, can you feel that? Yep. You put your hands back down if you like. 3, 2 more, 2. So the next part of this exercise, last one, is called the demi part. So demi rise. So she's going to half rise her foot off the plate. Now what you're finding, most of these girls in the bikini competitions or anyone who looks nice in heels, we're replicating wearing stilettos on the leg press. So once again, from her toe to her knee to her shoulder, she's going to push down and press up. So the breath comes in, breathing out to compress. So a set of 10. Notice we haven't had a break as yet. So we're trying to crack the 50s. Again. 3, 2, one more. Now she'll flatten her feet, bring her heels together all the way to the top. Now I call this trapeze. Trapeze, she's running a wire all the way through so her feet are quite close together so she can't drop the wire. She's going to now bend her knees to her chest only so that her knees stay together. So bend your knees to your chest and then she's going to push back up with her heels. And again. Now Sacha's quite developed at this exercise. She's done it a fair few times. So because I know her skill, I'm going to get her to peel her toes off and keep her heels on. So to the chest and push, and again. Stop and go, and again. 4 more, and 3, and 2. Oop, knees came apart, that was a sneaky one. And 1. Now she's going to stop at the top. Toes turn out for dancer's first position. A little bit more turn out. That one was a bit sneaky too. So we're going to go knees to shoulders. And she's going to push up with her heels. So the connection is through the big toe, the heel, the knee and the groin. Squeezing up. So like in the dancer's first position as if you're doing a ballet bar, we've just got a leg press attached to our feet. And again. 4 more. And again. And 3. And 2. And 1. Stop. Great. Rack goes back on. So that's a set of 50s. Now normally what I do with my girls, this is usually between mid to end of the workout. And this is one exercise that I do to finish off any overload session. It's called hundreds. So what it is, it's the 50s added on by another 50 reps. And we only do this once. So we'll go through and do the 50s and then I'll encourage you to what to do after that, okay? So this is the last one of the day, which is your last overload. I normally only do this once because normally they're usually screaming and don't want to talk to me anymore. So we'll start off with the 50s again. So just to recap, we start in parallel. So parallel, depending on what size your athlete is, if it was a guy, it would probably be bigger. Now Sacha's quite petite, so her parallel needs to fit basically my fists between there. So her, once again, toe, knee to the shoulder, all the way down and push. She's going to keep her knee quite soft though. Keep the tension on the leg. And again. 2 more. 1 more. Okay, separating the feet, we'll go into plie. Nice and long. She's pressing through her heel. Probably more utilisation through her heel, in through the inner groin, and probably big toe up out of the shoe. And again, compressing inwards, squeezing her muscle first, then lengthening through the leg. pushing the muscle into her fingers as she just makes sure she's getting that connection. 2 and 1. Stopping at the top, she's going into demi rise, so she'll come all the way down and using the big toe pushing up. Nice long fluid lines, keeping the softness in the knee at the top. 4 more, and 3, and 2. All right, we're going into trapeze, we're nearly there. Taking it to the top, feet together, peeling the big toe off, knees joined together, coming all the way to the chest, and nice pressing through. 5, 4, looking for the 10 reps. 3, 2, and 1. Separate the toes. This is dancers first. Knee to shoulder, heels pinned together. Similar to what we did in the frog exercise in our second warm-up exercise at the start of the workout. And again, 3, and 2, and 1. Okay, so this is your first time doing this exercise. Have a break now. I'll give you about 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Otherwise, we then go on to the next part of the exercise. So we've got 50 reps to go. So the next part, her feet are going to go out wide to the top and parallel. Her knees are going to go once again to the shoulders. So we're just adding on another 10. Go all the way down. So a 10. Feet have to be flat though with this one. So the big toe, the inside length of the foot, the outside of the foot and the center of the heel all pressing through. So the full tripod of the foot working now. 3, 2 more. 1 more. Okay, here's when it starts to get a bit tricky. So the leg is basically exhausted. Here's your overload. Slide the legs to the bottom of the plate. Her heels will be off the plate. So comfortably, she's going to bend her knees only as far as her legs will take her down and push up again and again. So she's asking a little bit more through the front of her leg. Rectus femoris is firing now, legs should be burning. And again, 3 more, 2 more. Now the next one, we stay in the same position. She's going to come all the way down. She's now going to her toes, flatten her feet, back down. Toes. So we're still asking a little bit more. It's a bit of an overload. Don't like put too much strain in the back, so she's compressing her abdominal wall. 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more. Now she's going to do calf raises for 10, just calf raises. Here we go, and 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And just when you thought you're finished, you've got 1 more to go. So we're up to 80. So you've got 1-legged leg press. This little leg stays safe and parallel to the hip. So she's going to bend the knee and pushing back. 1. Using her heel this time on the outside length of her foot. 2, 3, 5, 6. Keeping the knee turned out. 7, and 8. Notice she's got a nice, beautiful line. And 1, changing legs. And this is up to 90, 91, 92. Sandra's not even talking to me. And 3, 94. That's it, 95, using the outside leg of the foot. 6, 97, 98, 99, and 100. She can rack it. Well done. So that was 50, 50. So 2 sets of 50. And your last set is actually 100. So you're actually doing 3 sets of 50 and then with a special overload at the end. So I'll get her now to stand up. So even though we've actually pretty much exhausted her doing a full body, complete workout with the leg, she's going to lengthen the leg all the way out. So she'll start in hamstring stretch. She'll go into the tap. She'll roll up through the spine. She'll take the same leg over the other leg. Peel down and stretch away. So make sure her spine's nice and happy, and we're going to lengthen over the side. She'll drift back to the center and peel back up and change another leg. So hamstring stretch 1. She'll go into hamstring stretch 2 with the tap. That's it. And then she'll do the elongated stretch all the way through the spine. So nice and long. Lots of graceful movements to finish off in the gym. Okay, how do you feel?
Stuffed.
Not too bad. So we basically work from sternum all the way to her toe. So if you turn around as well, we've worked her from her underneath the brush, so her rectus all the way down to the back of the calf. So every part of that of your body has been utilised. How do you feel for the workout? Is your heart rate up?
Yes.
Heart rate's up because she hasn't had a break. So would you need to do any more cardio today?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. So basically we really focus on 80% is diet, and we really focus on the training, but it's a high rep training technique to get all the auxiliary muscles working, so she actually completes a beautiful shape. So lots of small muscles together to make an all-over package. Does that agree? Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
So was there anyone you'd like to thank today, Sacha, for your sponsors maybe, for coming along today?
Well, my amazing coach, first and foremost.
Thank you.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you.
That's all right. Yeah.
And also my sponsors is Athletic Asylum, who look after my husband and I with all the stuff that we need in order to step on stage.
Yep.
And they're helping send us over to Tahiti to represent Australia in the IFBB in 3 weeks' time. So it's good.
Fantastic. Okay, so 3 weeks' time, we'll probably be back again to do another little short segment doing the quad and the glute routine and also the hamstring routine. So we'd like to thank you for taking time to watch us today, and see you next time.
See ya.
Thank you.